Welcome, everyone. Get ready for a fun and easy-to-follow biography about none other than Donald Trump. Whether you're here to learn English or just want to know more about his life, you're in the right place. Let's jump in. Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946 in Queens, New York City. That makes him a Gemini. Maybe that explains the confidence. His full name, Donald John Trump. Not Don John Trump, that would sound like a medieval knight. His dad, Fred Trump, was a super successful businessman who built houses in New York. His mom, Mary MacLeod Trump, was from Scotland, so technically Donald has a bit of Scottish warrior spirit in him. Donald grew up in a big family with 4 siblings. He was the 4th child, so not the oldest, not the youngest, just right in the middle. His siblings were Mary Ann, Fred Jr., Elizabeth, and Robert. Even though his family had money, Fred Trump made sure his kids learned the value of hard work. No silver spoon treatment here. As a kid, Donald went to Q4 school, but let's just say he was a little too energetic. His dad decided to send him to the New York Military Academy to learn discipline and maybe burn off some energy. Turns out it worked. After high school, he spent 2 years at Fordham University before transferring to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, a top business school. He graduated in 1968 with a degree in economics. After college, Donald joined the family business, the Trump Organization. His dad had already made a fortune, so Donald took that money and said, "Let's go even bigger." And that's exactly what he did. His first big project? The Commodore Hotel in New York. It was struggling, but Donald had a vision. He helped transform it into the Grand Hyatt Hotel, and boom, he became a rising star in the business world. In the 1980s, Trump took things to another level. He built Trump Tower, a massive skyscraper in New York City, which became one of the most famous buildings in the world. If you visit New York, you can't miss it. He also bought a bunch of casinos in Atlantic City. At the time, he was making a lot of money, and people saw him as the ultimate rich businessman. Plus, he loved being in the spotlight. He was on TV, in magazines, and even had his own catchphrase, "You're fired," from The Apprentice. But Donald's life isn't just about business. He's also had quite a few love stories. Let's talk about his marriages. First wife, Ivana Trump, married in 1977. She was a model from Czechoslovakia and also helped with his business. They had 3 kids, Donald Jr., 1977, Ivanka, 1981, and Eric, 1984. After 15 years, they got divorced in 1992, but they stayed on good terms for their kids. Second wife, Marla Maples, married in 1993. She was an actress, and they had 1 daughter, Tiffany, 1993. But their marriage was short-lived, and they divorced in 1999. Third wife, Melania Trump, married in 2005. She's a model from Slovenia. Together, they have 1 son, Baron, 2006, who is the youngest Trump kid. Speaking of kids, Donald has 5. Donald Jr. and Eric work in the Trump business. Ivanka was an advisor to her dad when he was president. She's married to Jared Kushner, and they have kids. Tiffany studied law. Baron is still in school and growing taller every day. And guess what? Donald is also a grandfather. His kids have kids, so he has a whole bunch of grandkids running around. Now let's go back to his business journey. After making a name for himself, Donald kept going bigger. In the 1980s, he bought and built casinos, hotels, and even an airline. But not everything was a win. Some of his businesses struggled, including his casinos. One of his biggest projects was the Trump Taj Mahal, the largest casino in the world when it opened in 1990. It looked like a dream, but financially, it was more of a nightmare. Even when things got tough, Trump kept going, finding ways to keep his business empire running. Donald Trump didn't just stop with buildings and casinos. Oh no, he wanted his name to be everywhere. In the 1990s, he started popping up on TV, in magazines, and pretty much anywhere people were paying attention. With his big personality and flashy style, he became famous for being rich, powerful, and always in the spotlight. Then came 2004, when Trump took his fame to the next level by hosting The Apprentice, a reality TV show where contestants competed in business challenges. And let's be honest, the best part of the show was Trump pointing at someone dramatically and saying, "You're fired." This catchphrase became iconic, and millions of people tuned in every week just to hear it. Now let's talk business. The company Donald Trump ran is called the Trump Organization, and it's a mix of everything: hotels, casinos, golf courses, and more. If you could put the Trump name on it, he probably did. He built Trump Towers all over the world, making sure people knew exactly who was behind these luxury buildings. His golf courses also became super popular, because who wouldn't want to play golf with the Trump name on the scorecard? But even with all this success, not everything was smooth sailing. In the 1990s, Trump hit some financial bumps. Some of his casinos and hotels weren't making enough money, and at one point, he owed a lot to the banks. But if there's one thing about Donald Trump, it's that he doesn't back down. He worked hard, turned things around, and got back on top. By the 2000s, Trump wasn't just known as a businessman. He was also a guy with big political opinions. He often talked about running for president, but never actually did. That is, until 2015, when he made a huge announcement. He was running for president of the United States. People were shocked. After all, Trump had never been a politician, but he was confident. He believed his business experience would help him lead the country. His campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again." He promised more jobs, a stronger economy, and a wall to stop illegal immigration. Then came 2016, the year that stunned the world. Trump ran against Hillary Clinton, a former Secretary of State and a big name in politics. Many thought Hillary would win easily, but Trump pulled off a surprise victory by winning the Electoral College, making him the 45th President of the United States. His presidency lasted from January 20th, 2017 to January 20th, 2021. And let's just say, there was never a dull moment. Here are some of the biggest things he did during his time as president. 1. Economy. Trump focused on lowering taxes, especially for businesses. He believed this would help create jobs, and during his first few years, the economy did grow. 2. Immigration. One of his biggest promises was to build a wall between the U.S. and Mexico to stop illegal immigration. This became one of the most talked about issues of his presidency. 3. Foreign relations. Trump had some interesting meetings with world leaders. He met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to discuss nuclear weapons, a pretty big deal. He also had strong opinions on China, Russia, and trade deals. 4. Healthcare. Trump wanted to change the healthcare system to make it cheaper and simpler. But healthcare is complicated, and not all his ideas became law. 5. Impeachment. In 2019, Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives. This means they accused him of doing something wrong while in office. However, the Senate did not remove him, so he stayed president until the end of his term. In 2020, Trump ran for a second term against Joe Biden, a former vice president. It was a tough election, and after months of campaigning, Biden won. But Trump and his supporters believed the election was unfair, even though there was no real proof of cheating. This led to a lot of controversy, and on January 6, 2021, there was a riot at the U.S. Capitol. Some of Trump's supporters stormed the building, trying to stop Congress from confirming Biden's victory. It was a shocking and serious moment in U.S. history. On January 20, 2021, Trump officially left the White House. But in classic Trump style, he skipped Joe Biden's inauguration. Most former presidents attend as a tradition. Instead, he went back to his business empire. Even though he's no longer president, Donald Trump remains a huge figure in politics and business. He still owns hotels, golf courses, and luxury buildings, and he has millions of supporters around the world. He's also hinted at running for president again in 2024. Some people are excited, while others think it's time for someone new. No matter what, Donald Trump is always in the headlines. His life has been full of ups and downs, big wins, and big controversies. Whether you admire him or not, one thing is certain: he never gives up. His story proves that with confidence, determination, and a little bit of reality TV drama, you can make a name for yourself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.